Hello, and welcome back to the Calm and Connected podcast. I'm your host, Janine Halloran, and today I want to talk about one of my favorite places to go and get items for a calm down spot, and that is Target. So I do Target runs all the time as part of things that I need to do for my family, but I also do them for my business and for my clients. And when I was a school counselor, that's where I would go sometimes to get items that I needed to help create calm down kits. So I recently went on a Target run, and what I basically did throughout the store is I went through and I took pictures of things that I thought would be a great fit for a calm down kit for a kid in elementary school. So for those of you who are listening to the podcast, if you watch the YouTube version of this, then you'll get a chance to see all the different items that I'm describing. But for those of you who prefer to listen, I'm just going to tell you what they are anyway, so you can take a look and see if it's in your local Target. So one of the first things I do when I go to Target is I hit the dollar spot, like everybody. And so I love to look and see what I can find there that makes a lot of sense for a calm down kit. And in the dollar spot was something called a magic ink book. So it's one of those pads of coloring sheets that you have a special marker and you can color it in. And by using this marker on the paper, it magically brings up all the colors. So the colors are already filled in for you, but you're just using the magic marker to highlight the colors. And that's something that a lot of kids love to do. Recently, one of my actual teenage clients was on a plane trip, and planes are not one of her favorite things to ride on. So she actually had one of these and she loved it. Little kids love it too. Younger kids enjoy this activity as well. It's a great distraction coping skill for them. The next thing I found in the dollar spot was a journal. So this is, again, another strategy I love using with my clients. I really enjoy the processing piece that happens for kids when they are able to write about their feelings. It helps them think outside the box. It helps them come up with solutions to problems. It helps them just get it out of their bodies and onto paper. It can be sort of cathartic for them to write. So I appreciate having a journal. So I found one in the dollar spot. And then I made my way over to the arts and crafts section and I found Silly Sense colored pencils. So I'm kind of a big fan of the Silly Sense markers, and I had one of my clients tell me recently that there were Silly Sense colored pencils. So when I found them, I was pretty excited, and that was another thing that I would put in my calm down kit. So I would put the journal with the Silly Sense crayons or markers or whatever, or just a pencil or a pen, whatever you have handy that a child can write with about their feelings. And sometimes, it's easier to write about things than it is to talk about them. And sometimes you don't even have to write full sentences or full phrases. You can just scribble or draw, whatever is a way that helps kids get out those emotions. Using the journal is a great medium for that. As I went around, I went over to more of the kids' toy section, and I found bubbles that were $2.99 for 6, which is great. And I love using bubbles to help kids learn how to take a deep breath. So I've talked about before, kids really have a struggle sometimes being able to take a deep breath, know what that feels like, know how they should do it. And bubbles are a great way to encourage them to take slower, deeper breaths, because in order to make the bubble, they are going to have to take a deep breath in and blow it out slowly. And when I was there, I also saw this little creature that was made of mermaid fabric. So it's like a little stuffed animal, but it's made of mermaid fabric, which is that fabric that has that's made of sequins. And so you move it up and it's one color sequined, and then you move it down and it's another color of sequins. So there's mermaid fabric, bags, pillows, sweatshirts. I've even seen it on shoes. It's a small version almost of a mermaid pillow. So this is a great thing that would fit into a calm down kit for a kid. This little stuffed animal would fall under relaxation and sensory coping skills. Another thing I saw in the kids' toy section was this thing called Brainy Putty. So it seems like it would be some sort of silly putty or something that kids could squeeze, trying to get a little movement, using a movement coping skill for kids. I personally also like Crazy Erin's Thinking Putty. I like Mad Matter. They just didn't have it at this Target. So this was my substitute to be able to have something that a kid could squeeze. And then finally, we need a container. So in the container section of Target, I saw this cube. So it's a storage cube, so you could just get that and put all of the items in it. or you could get this gray box. And this also is a way that you can contain all the strategies, all the coping skills that you found through your Target run, and put them all in one place for a child to be able to use. I've recorded a podcast all about how to use a calm down kit. So I will link that up in the notes so you can see how you would be able to use all these items. But this is just a great way for you to start to understand that you can go into a lot of different stores and gather up items that you see and use as a calm down kit. You don't have to order something special. These are things that you can just go into Target and get. I'm thinking about doing some more podcasts on this, so I might do one on the Dollar Tree, which is a place I used to go all the time as a school counselor because you can get a lot of things for just $20. And I would also go to Five Below. Lots of good activities there for kids as well that could go in a calm down kit. And also, funny, Staples. I was just at Staples the other day and I saw Crazy Aaron's Thinking Putty. That's another place where you can go and get some strategies and get some coping skills and using some things that you wouldn't necessarily think about, but there's lots of items you can use that could go in a calm down kit. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this podcast, please share it with your friends and colleagues. Take a minute and give us a rating and review wherever you listen to podcasts. And one last thing, I want you to take a few minutes, have a little fun, and do something for yourself. Have an awesome day.